Hi, I'm Kat Mertsch, and we're doing a 60-second Blitz. What incense/crystals are best for exercising bad juju from my game? I think it's more of what you do to get the bad juju from your game. I don't think crystals or incense can really help you like physically improve. I mean, you gotta practice and whatnot, but you can't just pick up like an amethyst and be like, there's 5 strokes. What are you working on right now? A question asked by a ukulele 33. In disc golf, I'm working on my sidearms, trying not to roll my wrist over too much, because I seem to do that every time I get off the fairway. Just shank it over to the left. Ethan Stedler asks, what is your favorite energy drink? I don't drink energy drinks. A is for Autumn asked, what is one thing about your game right now that you're really proud of? I'm proud of my mental side, because I used to get really kind of frustrated and just like the bad person to play with last year. So I'm proud of that growth. I'm proud of maturing in a way. You know what I mean? And that's something I'm gonna carry with me for the rest of my life. I felt like I was uncomfortable to play with. I felt like I wasn't, I don't know. The last thing I wanna do is make anyone feel a certain way or feel bad, like any type of negativity. And I feel like last year I left a bad impression on people, honestly. Just being honest as I can be. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want people to be like, oh man, I'm playing with Kat again. Ugh. I don't want people to feel like that. So I gotta make that change for the people around me, but also myself. Nathan 5 asked, how do we sort your bag? I go from overstable to less stable, I guess. So I start with putters, mid-ranges, fairways. Well, I call them fairways. But distance drivers from stable to understable. Pretty much, that's about it. Every disc in my bag has a specific place, and if it's not in that place, I have to restart, like everything. I just have to, I can't handle it. I cannot mentally cope with something being messed up in my bag. Miss Jules asked, what tip or tips do you have for staying relaxed when a round is not going well? Stop thinking about it. The more you think about it, the less fun you have, because your brain automatically kind of wants to go into a negative space. So if you quit thinking about it, you'll probably play better and you'll feel better about your round. What's the first disc you learned to throw? By Hatchet Alexandra. I think the first disc I learned how to throw was a Blizzard Boss, a 150 Blizzard Boss. When I first started, I was just a sidearm player, so I just flicked a boss around the course and whatnot. Taught me a bit of touch and feel, because that disc is a little, maneuverable. So I learned how to throw it on a hyzer on my sidearm, and it would just flip up to flat and go. And I'm like, well, I need to have it feel this way every time I throw it then, if it's gonna fly like this when it feels like that when I release it. So I just tried to hold on to that feeling. C Pitman 597 asks, what's your go-to mid-range? I personally really like the Innova Star Rock 3. Because it's always going to come back. I like it in a heavyweight too, because it will always come back. The lighter weights seem to glide a little bit more for me, but I got this 175 to 177 rock in my bag that just literally goes. This mug right here. Yeah, I love this one. My buddy Alex Leonard gave this to me. It's a bottom stamp Rock 3. It's been in my bag ever since he gave it to me. I can't get over it. It's just a real good Frisbee. I think everybody should bag a rock because it's easy to learn how to throw lines with the rock. To me, I feel like it gives you more of a true flight, and it will show your errors. Like if you're throwing it too hard, it's gonna go this way. If you're not throwing it hard enough, it's gonna come out. It's a good happy medium. It's gonna teach you just how hard or what finesse you need to throw to make this disc work for you. Mr. John Sutherland asked, what is your workout regimen? I don't have a workout regimen. That's probably why I'm not getting first in the tournaments. I mean, I show up to the course. I try to get 1 practice round in a day at least with some putting. I'm putting now because I want to win this tournament, but I feel like if I wanted to really step it up a notch, field work every day for mid-ranges, forehands, all of that. But it's hard to find the space and the time to do that when you're focusing so much on the course. And then my sleep schedule's out of whack. I don't really have a workout regimen except show up. A is for Autumn asks, if you weren't a disc golfer, what would you like to be? I would like to be a NASCAR driver because I like to go fast.
So wait, have you ever raced cars or anything?
Nope. I've raced people, and that's
Wait, how do you race people?
Foot races. Like last year, I'm real proud to say, I beat Paige Pierce in a foot race. I was like, yes! Oh. It's so cool. She gave me a good run though. She gave me a real good run. I just got this like competitive edge about me with anything. It's because I'm the youngest of like a lot of brothers. Like I lived with three brothers growing up, Wedge, Taylor, Andrew, and they were a lot older than me, except for Wedge, he's about 5 years off, but it was just real competitive all the time. We got another question by Nick Getting By. When are you going to start a line called Cat Mertsch? It's not gonna be Cat Mertsch, it's gonna be called merchandise. Look out for it. It's gonna take me a minute, but keep your eyes open. I wanna sell sage and stuff. Like I'd like to be able to sell sage, Palo Santos, maybe some crystals for now, but of course disc. I wanna come out with like different animals on discs eventually, like spring, fall, winter, stuff like that, you know what I mean? Crystals do help, like, I don't think crystals can help your disc golf game, okay? I think crystals can help you know what I mean? Like it's more of like an internal thing. Like I carry around crystals in my bag because I like to fiddle with them when I play, but I don't think bringing crystals like in my bag because it's gonna shave 5 strokes off. Like that's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? Brastine45463 asks, what's a disc you have in your bag that nobody else really uses? I feel like a lot of people do use this disc, but I throw an X-Cal. I like the way it flies, I like the way it glides, and I definitely love the way it dumps. It's always gonna give me a very stable finish, but I don't see a lot of my competitors on Team Innova throwing X-Cals too much. And I haven't really seen any of my buddies throwing X-Cals too much. I think you guys should. This disc is like underrated for sure, without a doubt. It's definitely gonna get an overstable finish more than the Destroyer. And once it beats in, maybe that's a different story, but I haven't had an X-Cal that's been super beat in and that's flew pretty far for me yet. But I'd like to, so that's why I got this one. I definitely throw it more for sidearms. You know, I get pinched off in a spot and I need to throw like this high, like little hyzer. I pull out my X-Cal and then try to get it up around the corner the way I want it to. Kona Disc asked, what's the name of your van? Her name is Big Blue. She's special to me. She's a 2007 Dodge with okay gas mileage. Tour life, this is all I got in life. This is all I've wanted since I was 14. Like I made my mind up very quickly after I started playing disc golf that I wanted to be a touring professional. And eventually I want to live out of a van, be sponsored by Innova, and just try to go out and do it and grind. I made my mind up very early, but the van makes it easier for me to do that, you know what I mean? So good question asked by Rastine Miro. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Besides the United States, where would you like to play disc golf the most? I'd like to go to Australia. One, I could see my family, and I want to go play frisbee golf in Australia. Like who doesn't? I think it'd get some monster skips off that real dry ground, but my disc would definitely be out of commission coming back from all dirt and whatnot, rocks, cactus. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if there's cactus in Australia. There might be. Matt Fredericks 813 asks, go-to music when on the course. I like anything, to be honest. I really like Metallica. I like Highly Suspect. I like classic rock, Die Antwoord, like a bunch of different stuff. I'm literally willing to jam with anything, and I probably know the lyrics to all of it. G Wiggs asks, what is your favorite go-to meal before a tournament? I usually don't eat before the tournament, but if I had to, it'd be 2 pancakes, 3 eggs over easy, 4 pieces of bacon, biscuits with grape jelly, coffee, chocolate milk, orange juice, and water. And a little salt and pepper. Had some hash browns too. Pieces of toast. I'm ready to throw down. Any point of the day, I'll eat that. That's like my favorite meal. It's just breakfast. Troy R. Boyd asked, why did you start disc golf and what keeps you coming back? I started disc golf because I was wanting to beat my brother Wedge, but I was very depressed at that time and I needed something to latch onto to like give myself something to work for. And I think it's the competition and the challenges that keeps me coming back, because disc golf not only challenges me as like a competitor, but it challenges me as a person. Like, how well can I manage my emotions on a day where I'm shooting 14 over? It needs to be just the same as me shooting 14 under. That needs to be it. Pat J. Finley asked, what is your favorite understable driver from the 6 to 9 speed range? To be honest, I don't really know speeds or anything of that. I just know what disc goes this far or not that far. But I like a Sidewinder, if that's in that range, a Sidewinder and a Thunderbird. I don't know what speed a Thunderbird is, but this is my Thunderbird. I got my second ace with it. It was sick. I didn't even know it went in the basket. And this is my Champion Sidewinder. That is pretty good. I don't really know numbers and whatnot, just know how good the Frisbee flies for me. A is for Autumn asked, what are your goals for the season? I would like to get my first win this year. I'd like to get my first big win. I'd like to win a Silver Series, and I'd like to win 3 A-tiers. Do I know if that will happen? I'd like to say yes, but I don't. I hope it will, and I'll keep working on it. Those are my like competitive goals. I want to sleep better, eat better, live better, be less stressed out, because that's a choice for me, if I want to be stressed out or not. I just gotta turn that switch off in my brain and I'll be Gucci. Zach from Space asked, all-time favorite Innova plastic? Just Star. I like Star plastic. It seems to glide for me a little bit more than Champion. And also, I haven't worked with Champion plastic a lot, but the Star seems to be popular. I like this one the most. In the Star plastic, this Strike, it's 169. I use it for my hyzer flip up to flat shots, and it just glides for me real good. I was throwing heavier weight with this Strike, but I couldn't get the like directness that I wanted with it, so I dropped it down a couple like notches of speed. I think anybody can throw this Strike, from beginners to advanced players to professionals. I mean, I see a lot of the competitors out here, the top competitors, throwing Strikes, and they're just going throwing them all over the place. And that's why I throw it, because I kind of throw it all over the place. And it's a pretty good flyer for me.